Peace to you, everyone, and happy Friday night as I'm recording this. This is the current state of some of my Muscogee clothing projects. It's not going to all get done tonight. It does not need to be done by tomorrow. And this guy right here, this is the strap for my bandolier bag. That one right there. The yellow tape has been haphazardly pinned on there. I'm actually probably going to redo, or rather make a whole new bandolier bag where these are actually underneath the edging. So that's kind of the thing, is that one looks really good with that, with no tape, but it also looks good with the tape. So I have enough material. I'm going to make a second strap. And I'm going to add beadwork. I'm going to add like white beads along the edge on both sides of that guy. Now, for my boy, this is going to be his bandolier strap because that is his bag right there. Okay. Fix that here. And he actually helped me make those little bells hanging off the end. There's a name for it. I don't know if it's like Russian tassels or what they're called. Something like that. Tassels. Now, because when I did mine, there's a couple little spots I don't like that you're just not going to see while wearing it. But to avoid that, I'm going to stitch on the lining with extra material hanging off the edge. I kind of did that one a little bit different as I was working. This piece of cloth is going to be Michael's breech cloth. That right there is my breech cloth. Folded up nice. Took me about 2 full days, 1 weekend, to hand stitch everything. Okay. My other one's right over here. Now you can see it's still pinned together. Now that I have access to the sewing machine, I'm going to stitch that one with machine like I did with this bag right here. So Michael also helped me tie these little tassels. Oh man, these yarns are coming apart. I used yarn. I'm going to have to triple tie these things. I did a double tie and it worked fine, but now it's not. My first garters are these. I made for him. He wanted blue and black. So we'll see. We might make red and black. Got my red and black ones right here, and I just today finished this double wrap belt. Now, I really wanted to do something on all of these, like the chevron pattern. Or, I mean, the W pattern would be great, but that's pretty advanced. The chevron, honestly, is pretty advanced. The diamond pattern is also pretty advanced. So I went with something easy I found on YouTube. It's close enough while wearing it. It stretches out and looks good. But yeah, that's pretty much, it's wearable. I literally wore this thing to the grocery store. You can see little fold marks where I tied it shut. Actually, one of these bells just came apart a few minutes ago, which is why I'm noticing this one right here being the way that it is. I'll go back and fix whatever I need to fix. The lining for this, I used some white, kind of like what I did on Michael's. Now, there's a bit of extra material here for the trim. That's okay, because it's not going to be visible till you open. This bigger one, it lines up better because it's a bigger piece. So, historically, you would have had probably more of like a silk calico fabric on the inside. I don't care. The same would have applied for the inside of these. I'm using nice soft cotton, and that's what I'm going with. Once I get Michael properly sized up for his breech cloth, I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter, maybe not too much shorter. I want him to be able to grow into it slightly, but I'm going to cut it where it tapers and then give it a flat point like that one. I'm going to use probably a different pattern though, instead of the double X's, which I like, and they look cool. I could do that on his. His would basically be the color equivalent of this one right here. Now, those are some red leggings I'm working on. They're pinned together, nothing sewn, okay? Those are going to be front lace, kind of like Osceolas or Mechanopies or William McIntoshes. Whereas these guys right here, that one already stitched on the side. that one, it's all still kind of pinned together. Now, that one, I might even, for the edging, I might use blue. I may not even go red. I could make it all perfectly color-coded like that and that. But I'm already going to probably have this yellow be on the final bandolier bag strap for that. Or I'll make a second bag, and then we'll see. Maybe the second bag will have some beadwork and other decorations, but we'll see. Nothing set in stone yet. But these guys, they're side lace, kind of like the Uchi drawings. You see the Von Recht sketches. That's why I'm kind of going out with that, even though I am going with a tapered tipped Muscogee breechcloth. So I'm taking Michael's pants. I'm kind of using that to figure out that shape and length and whatnot. I'm going to have to, you know, he's not with me at the moment, but very soon I'll have to size them properly. And this is old material that I have. This is actually kind of grainy wool, whereas that's felted wool. So for him, because he is a bit finicky, I mean, I want to use up the fabric. He's going to outgrow this thing, but I want him to be able to use it as long as possible. So what I'm going to do is on that one and on that one, underneath my crotch area and covering my junk, there is yeah, right here you can see there's a whole section of cotton on the inside. But just to make it better for him, I might even do it on what's technically the outside. So we'll see. I'm not totally sure yet, but I might do that on mine as well, because I'm noticing that even this softer felted wool has a tendency to kind of itch. I am going to walk around one day. I'm going to just totally take a nice shower and clean myself up, as and just walk around at home on a Saturday, just inside the house, and walk around all day and see how that feels. And if it's fine, cool. If not, I'm going to add extra cotton underneath. But we'll see, because I mean, some of these guys had no lining on theirs. I've seen pictures of museum, National Museum of the American Indian, and some of these didn't even have cotton underneath the crotch. So, but you can see obviously that, most of them did. You can see the square of different type of fabric stitched on. So, I acquired for really cheap some of this yellow trim ribbon in like 3 different colors. I think I paid like $2 or $3 for a 3-pack. So I'm actually really glad, because I think it's going to look good on these. I'm using the thinner stuff on his just because I wanted to create some variation. There's obviously going to be a color variation. It's going to be trimmed in indigo blue, just like his bag. Okay, it's gonna be basically the same type of thing. But and then of course his leggings. This material, I was gonna make leggings for myself. I've had this fabric for like 15, maybe even 20 years sitting around, and in my mom's collection, and I acquired it a couple years back. I've been meaning to do something with it and just haven't been able to. So, but also I wouldn't have had enough for my own breechcloth plus leggings. So I found some other material on Facebook Marketplace, and that's why I'm able to do that. I have some more red. I could make him at least a breechcloth, probably not leggings. That's the thing. That's why I want to use up this. I could make him leggings out of blue. Like I said, I'm going to make another bandolier strap with some of that blue material, but I could make him blue leggings and he could still have a red breechcloth. That would be in keeping. In fact, he can have a flat-tipped breechcloth and more Uchi style, and that may or may not be more historically, culturally correct for 1776 Muscogee people, because that was the case with the Uchis at the time, or just about a decade prior. So, and the Uchis were already part of the old Creek Confederacy at that point. I guarantee they were already part of it at that point. You can see on the sketches, it mentions like a Miko of the Uchis. And then Miko is not a Uchi word, it's a Muscogee word for chief or king. So, like, why would that be there if they weren't already part of Creek Nation at that point? So, Another bit of pushback on my my belt, as cool as it is. I decided, I mean, I did some weaving here, and I could have made these bells. These bells are actually a separate piece. I had to braid this and then basically run it through this loop that's holding all these together. And then I double knotted it, and it's good. So I'm kind of doing the best I can. None of this is perfect. It's not exactly as if anybody is around to teach me this stuff. I'm literally teaching myself all of this, and going on things like Native Tech. I think it's nativetech.org, to get some ideas. I've been getting ideas from them for a long time. I just haven't done anything with it until recently. And but I still go and kind of reference that because some people did some really good research on that. And then let's see. Those are my paper cutouts for these bandolier strap patterns. So right here, I've got, courtesy of, and I mentioned this in a previous video, these are some gorgets that I haven't really done anything with since that last video. But the bigger one I'll be wearing, the smaller one my boy will be wearing, the middle one that's for me, but I'm not sure when I'll wear that, or if I'll decorate it more first. But I need to decorate, at least do some type of edging on the big one there. And I need to fix the small one or replace it. For the time being, we'll see. I have enough material where I can replace it. But before I make 3 of them just like that, because I want to have like a triple gorget in descending styles. I mean, not styles, descending sizes. I'm going to want to like either get that one figured out, or just go with a single line on the inside, or keep it completely smooth and just drill some holes, tie them together, give them to my boy. So yeah, I've got some beads, a couple different colors. I've gone over this before. That's my original attempt at a bandolier bag. That's from a seminal surviving example. But I haven't really messed with this thing in literally about 2 years. So it's just been kind of sitting in my stuff. And to be honest, it's going to stay on the back burner until like literally everything else in this room is done. Because there's going to be bead work on either this strap or its replacement. Because I'm probably going to do a replacement, like I said, where I'm going to take all that ribbon and literally put it on the blue material beforehand. And I'll have to do that kind of like I'm doing with this one. I'm going to have to attach it before I even put the lining on the back. That way there's not an overabundance of, what do you call it? Well, for this one, I might actually add it first, the lining, that is, because I might go ahead and start stitching the beads as like the last thing before attaching it to the bag. We're going to see though, because this one's not going to be his forever strap. That's not going to be his forever bag. Like, he's going to graduate possibly to that very bag there, which is in between these 2 sizes. So, and then I could probably just, honestly, for a time, reuse that strap. But maybe it's okay, because I'm not going to use any backing on this material. The beadwork is going to be kind of minimum. I might even do a little snake, a little beadwork pattern with a snake, kind of like Mississippi's. And just, whereas mine is going to be pretty bare bones, at least this one. If I make a second one just like that, which I might, if I have enough material here to do all the other things I need to do, then yeah, we'll see. But I'm trying to get enough stuff done where I have a full kit for me, a full kit for him, and we can go to the Revolutionary War event that's happening next year. Was it Huntington Beach? I think that's what it was. Back in January, I think. It was fun. But I want to go there dressed up in historical Muscogee garb. And so at that point, it would be more historical to have some type of side lace leggings. If I want to go War of 1812, which is what that one's basically going to be, it's going to be up, like button up, lace up the front, that type of thing. So I have extra fabric Mom gave me a while back, which is just going to be used for lining. I might even literally use some of this white or blue stuff to line the red leggings, but we'll see. I do have some other fabric here. Joann's Fabrics went out of business, and that kind of sucks. And that's leftover cotton from them. But I'm going to use that first on his breechcloth, and possibly some more of that material to add to my breech cloths. But my boy's taking priority, I think, on that. But yeah, we'll see. Anyhow, this is the current state of my historical Muscogee kit. I have war clubs. I've got that pipe tomahawk from R.E. Davis I'm working on. I want to have that also ready to go by then. But I got ball war clubs. I have a question mark shaped war club that is more historical to, as far as like pictographic evidence. You see it on the Drought of the Muscogee Nation, or Drought of the Creek Nation. I think Bonham did that. And if I'm citing the artist correctly, I can't remember the date on it, but it was a question mark shaped ball club with a spike on it, and almost looked like the ball was like the shape of a bird head, sort of. But yeah, so I've got that going. It's still an ongoing project. But I have other war clubs I can use just in case. I'll bring a bunch of my crap if I can set up shop and not just go visiting. We'll see. If we can camp out and I can get get some stuff, maybe get a tent, like a canvas tent, that would be pretty badass actually. But we'll see what my transportation situation looks like at that point. I might just take my boy, go for one day, and then we're good to go. But I'll have 2 breechcloths, one for each day, for obvious reasons. And then I might have the same thing for him. Who knows? I might have a blue breechcloth. We'll see. I don't know how crazy I'm going to go with that for Michael, because he's going to outgrow this stuff. I'm not. So, but yeah, that's the current status, current state of affairs. As far as belts, if I can get a bigger sash belt, I might make it shorter. I might not do the double wrap on the one that I'm going to put like more like around my belly. This one is basically like my my waistline, and it works fine. But it's hard to tie that around her breechcloth. It really is. So I might make a smaller one, put this one over my trade shirt. I don't know if I'll have any kind of a jacket. I probably won't, but we'll see. I'll try to get some type of war paint for Michael so he looks pretty awesome. Just like this one really awesome looking kid that we saw dressed up as a Mohawk Indian. He looked pretty cool, and Michael thought that kid looked cool, and that's kind of a good catalyst for him and I going and doing this stuff together, me taking the time and energy to get him more in touch with our Muscogee heritage and to give ourselves an outlet to express that and to showcase that. And maybe other people will kind of catch on, and that would be really awesome. So anyway, I find some more Muscogee people who are like, oh yeah, I'm Creek too. How can I do this? And that would be sweet. So anyhow, yeah, I'm learning how to finger weave, sew with a machine. I've already been able to sew by hand for years and years, but trust me, like 2 days on that thing right there, you don't want to do that if you don't have to. This is what wives, daughters, sisters, mothers were for back in the old days. I don't have the luxury of any of the above being able to do something like that. So, and that's it. And, just the way it is. So it's just me doing it for my boy and I. So let me know what y'all think. And if you have any suggestions or any questions, please let me know. And I'll be happy to answer them as soon as possible. But for watching, and Hadam Chichatlis.